Hey mom, I'm dating this girl. By the way, we bought a van.
Yeah.
And we're gonna live in it.
I'm Chrislyn.
And I'm Taylor, and this is our 2013 Sprinter named Marvin. All right, so this is our 2013 Mercedes Sprinter. It's got a diesel engine. It's got about 230,000 clicks on it. Up top there, we've got our Max Air fan, and we've got 200 watts of solar on the back. We both knew that we wanted to move to Toronto, so we were considering finding an apartment together. And then we're like, man, rent prices in Toronto are so expensive. I think you had just mentioned, like, why don't we just get a van now?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
All right, so let's check out our garage. So under the bed here, we have all of our electrical. Let's flip this up. So we've got our two 110 amp hour AGM deep cycle batteries. We've got our 2000 watts inverter that we can also charge shore power with. We've got a 40 amp DC to DC battery charger that hooks up to our alternator, so we're able to charge our batteries when we're driving. We also have our solar charge controller. So that's it for our electrical. Over here we just kind of have blob storage, so we keep a lot of our camping gear, our tools and basketball and other things like that.
Oh, you're living in a van. I thought you were living in a van. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like once they saw the actual build, they're like, oh, this is actually really nice. Hi there. Come check out the interior. So this is the inside of our van. Up here, this is where we keep like all of our food, all of our like coffee and all that good stuff. Vitamins, very important. Fake plants, because I can't keep anything alive. Down here, we have everything put in bins just from the dollar store. It keeps everything super organized and keeps it from falling all over the place when we're driving. Stove here and our propane tanks. That's how we cook. And that's been great for us. This is our chemical toilet. And yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's totally up to you with what you're wanting to use in your van build. Some people use composting. We just kind of made a financial decision to do the chemical. In here, we have all of our like cutlery and plates and dishware. One of these actually, well, both these pop off, our top and bottom one. This one we had actually had, you know, this was already like pre-built and we put it in, but we wanted more drawer space. So we added this up top with just a pop off piece here, and it just goes on like that. And then down here we have all of our pots and pans and cookware. And if you just open this, this is where we keep all of our plates, cups, everything. We have these little spindles here to keep it all from rolling around. Over here we have our sink. We don't have our pump here now because it broke, but we're gonna order a new one. Or this will be our chance to hook up our faucet. Under here we have our gray water tank. So everything that drains from here in our sink drains into this tank that we empty when it's full. This is our 20-liter water jug that we just exchanged when we're at the grocery store that we have a deposit on, and that's how we get our water for cooking, drinking, everything, showering if we want from our liter bag or 5-liter bag from camping. Van life, I feel like for me has just, I feel like it's really reminded me how important it is to be present and how much stuff I had. Made me so much more mindful to the day-to-day and just, you know, living with less. Over here is probably the best thing we decided to put in the van, and it was this mesh netting. I think it's meant for like truck beds, but we thought it would be a really great idea for keeping all of our stuff from falling out while we're driving. I honestly think it saved so many of our items from breaking, and I've loved having it. I think it's great, super easy. You just unhook it there, and we unhook it here, just an extra little bit of security, and then you can slide it over and have access to your things. All of our clothing is here. We managed to fit everything we own on these shelves. Taylor's basket is this really big one, and then I took up 3. But yeah, we managed to make that all work. Our garbage is under here. It's just a small one. We don't really go through too much, so we didn't feel like we needed anything bigger. This is our fridge here. Again, super small. It does have a little freezer space in the back, so we're able to, you know, if we wanted to pick up some meats, we can put that in there and it's fine, or any frozen items, we're good. And then the rest is like pretty standard. For the bed space, because we have a fixed bed, we really wanted to maximize on the storage space we were going to have underneath. So as you saw from our garage, you could see that a lot of it was occupied by bags, our hiking bags and the electrical, but we still had a lot of space around the fridge and underneath the bed that we wanted to maximize on. So here is another pop-off little cabinet there. Toilet paper in there, anything extra that we've kind of just been storing has been kind of placed there for the time being, which is great. So that it's a pretty deep little closet space there, little cabinet, and that just pops back on. Here again acts as kind of like more storage, so we have just some monitors here, and then a seating cushion, and you know, paper towel and all that, and our power bar right next to our bed, which is great for, you know, charging phones at night or charging anything close to us. I don't know, I love all of it. Like, I mean, probably our table. I really like our table. We made that, so it's probably my favorite part. This is custom made by Taylor and I. Usually if we want to have it on, we'll just, you know, put in the 2 legs underneath, and that'll support it there. And it comes out pretty far. So we are both able to sit, eat, work here if we wanted, and it works pretty well. I'm a student, but most recently I guess I've been doing like art. I've kind of started dabbling in acrylic art pours, so I've been doing that and basing pieces off of places we've traveled or just things I think are really fun, and that's been really new for me. So
what I do for work is software development, web development type stuff. Actually, a couple years ago, I'd switched from environmental chemistry into computer science, specifically for the idea that I would be able to work and travel in that field. Just having the freedom to be able to, you know, pursue any opportunity. Say we find a job in a different city, we can just get up and move. Like, we don't have a lot of overhead in terms of lifestyle, so we can just pick and choose what we want to do, and we have a lot more freedom in that sense.
The best thing is not packing a friggin' suitcase.
Yeah.
My favorite part is just showing up and knowing that everything is in the van that I need. It's my favorite thing. Another source of storage that we use is underneath this bench. Again, just trying to maximize on what we have. So you just take the pillows off. This is actually really great. This comes off too if we wanted to be able to, you know, swing our feet into the space there if we're camping or if we have the doors open. But for this, we just move that over there. And we have all this, and it's a mess, but that's typical. Shoes all go up in here. We have plenty of that. This is our laundry bag, and kind of just miscellaneous things, mostly bags. And we've just been placing it in there. But again, maximizing as much as you can on the space that you have for storage was kind of our biggest thing. No space is left.
I feel like living in it for a while, like, there are a lot of like layout decisions that would probably change. The biggest one being the size of our bed. Because yeah, we had made the conscious decision to make the bed smaller so that we'd have more living space. Because if we had made the bed full size, like, we wouldn't have had much room to play with in the smaller van. So up here we have some extra shelving and cabinets. So this cabinet, we put a lot of snacks and just miscellaneous things in. Bread, as you can see. So yeah, just a lot of miscellaneous stuff in here. This shelf we decided to make a little taller than this cabinet just because we knew we'd be sitting here and we wanted a bit more headspace. So we've got just some fake vines from Michael's to just kind of spruce up the space. Nice touch by Chrislyn. We also have some fairy lights here. They're just battery powered that we had got off Amazon, but it adds a really nice vibe to the space. And this is our bed. So it's about 40 inches wide. We're not able to fully stretch out on it, so we do sleep in a bit of a fetal position, but it's allowed us to have a bit more space in the van to use for other means. So back here we just have some shelving that we put candle holders and other plants and things on there. Here we have our fan, so this is super important for the summer. When it gets really hot, we just kind of blast this fan on ourselves. It's got a couple different settings. So we've got 4 pot lights up on our ceiling. So we've just got a switch here, and that's that. Up here we've got a max air fan. So it's able to blow in or out, and it's got a bunch of different settings. So this is really important for airflow. It's really important if we're cooking here that we suck the air out to ventilate and make sure that no moisture is in the van. Over here we've got a couple walls that kind of just section off the back cab from the front cab and give us quite a bit of privacy, which is really important when you're in a van. You want to have that privacy so people aren't looking in. We also have this curtain which just kind of slides across, just adds an extra layer of privacy. It's a really simple curtain. We just kind of have some clips up here that hook onto the fabric of the curtain. And then down here is our vent for our diesel heater. So our diesel heater is connected to the diesel tank for the van. We just bought a cheap Chinese diesel heater, 12 volt. It works really well for the space. We used it all last winter and it kept the space really, really warm.
I honestly would say like January and February were like the best months to live. Like in the winter in the van, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's easier to like control the climate in the winter. It's kind of
and no flies.
No flies.
No
yeah.
flies.
You just need a good heater,
awesome. Yeah.
And it's not so bad, honestly.
Oh, it was great. I'd wake up sweating in the night. Like it was awesome. I loved it. I loved it.
All right, so here we have mounted our battery monitor and our inverter monitor. So our battery monitor shows us the percentage that the battery's at. It shows the amount of amp hours, the amount of amps that are coming in or out. And then this inverter controller, basically we can turn our inverter on or off. So it uses quite a bit of power when it's dormant. So it's good to turn it off when we're not using it. But if we're plugging anything in, we need to turn our inverter on. We just kind of turn it back on here.
Someone thought we were a store once when I opened the back
like a
doors.
food vendor.
Yeah, they were like, "You got food in there or something?" Because I saw them looking at the van. I'm like, "Oh, like come like look at it. You don't have to watch from afar."
The guy was like pulling out his wallet.
Yeah, and he's asking me, he's like, "You guys got food?" And we're cooking, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, but like not enough to share." He's just like, "Oh, like what do you got for drinks?" And I'm like, "I'll give you a cup of water." And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are you guys like not open?" I'm like, "Oh, we're not selling anything. We're not selling anything."